we're going to be reviewing writing linear equations as well as a quick review of graphing them. So remember, if we graph an equation, it needs to be in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so this equation I have here is in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to begin with my y-intercept, which is that number right there. Okay, it's always the number adding or subtracting to the x. So -2, so I'm going to put a dot at -2 on my y-axis. And then I'm going to use my slope, which is the number multiplying to x, and do my rise over run. Whoops. All right, so I'm going to do this one, it's 5/3, so I'm going to rise 5, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to run 3. And remember, we always go to the right. And then I draw my line. And that's all there is to the graphing. All right, so when we are writing an equation from a table, okay, we are going to find the slope and the y-intercept. Now remember, the slope is the change in the y. Thank you. It's the change in the y. So how am I going from 4 to 8? Well, I'm adding 4. And if I'm unsure if it's linear, I would check every one. But since I'm pretty sure I'm positive it's linear, I'm going to... And then how do I go from 1 to -1? Well, the difference between 1. So -1 minus 1. Oops. Is we're subtracting 2. So my slope is 4 over -2, which can simplify to -2. I'm going to double check this on a couple other points. So from 6 to 2, so let's do 8 to 6, I'm subtracting 2. From -1 to 0, I'm adding 1, which will give me -2 over 1. Okay, so we're good. Now the y-intercept is where x is equal to 0. And we're going to look for it on our table. So here, well, I've got my x is equal to 0. So what is my y-intercept? Okay, it's the point 0.06. So now I can write my equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, my m is -2. My b is 6. And there we go. All right, now if I'm asked to write the equation in slope-intercept form, given the following. Well, I'm given an equation. So if I'm given an equation and asked to write it in slope-intercept form, all that means is I want y by itself. So I'm going to start by subtracting 3x because the 3x is adding to y. Okay, so I end up with 6y, because these cancel out, is equal to, and I'm going to write the -3x plus 36. Divide by 6, and I get y is equal to, well, 3 divided by 6 is 1/2, and since it's -3, we're going to get -1/2 x, and 36 divided by 6 is 6. And that's all there is to it. So we're isolating y on that one. All right, write the equation of a line in point slope form. So remember, point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we're given the slope is equal to 1/2, and it goes through the point 4, 3. Remember, my m is my slope, and my point is my x1 and my y1. So I'm just going to plug everything in. So I get y minus, what's my y1? 3 equals
Staff breakfast provided by Battle Creek Church is in the lounge when you're ready.
1/2 times x minus 4. And there we go. We've got our problem written in point slope form. All right, so now we're going to talk about parallel and perpendicular. Okay, remember, parallel lines have the same slope, which means I'm going to look at the equation I'm given and use the slope of that equation. So in this problem, write the equation of the line that is parallel to y equals negative 3x plus 1, and through the point 2, 4. Okay, parallel lines have the same slope, so my slope for this is going to be negative 3. So my m is going to be negative 3. And then I've got an x1 and a y1. So I'm going to start by writing this in point slope form. So I get y minus my y1, which is 4, equal to my m, which is negative 3, times x minus 2. Now I'm going to simplify this so that it is slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by distributing the 3. So we get y minus 4 is equal to, well, negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 2 is a positive 6. Now I can add my 4 to both sides, so it cancels out on the left. So I get y is equal to negative 3x plus 10. And that's all there is to it. All right, last one. Perpendicular. Now remember, perpendicular, we have to use the opposite reciprocal slope from what we're given. All right, so we're given a slope of 5/2. So my perpendicular slope is going to be, well, I'm going to flip the fraction. So 2 over 5. And since it's positive, I make it negative. And again, I've got an x1 and a y1. Again, plug it into point slope form. I get y minus, well, my y1 this time is a negative 8. So when we minus the negative, that becomes plus 8. Okay. So again, I'm going to write this in slope-intercept form. So I distribute the negative 2/5. I get y plus 8 is equal to negative 2/5 x. And negative 2/5 times 10, sorry, negative 10 is 4. Subtract 8 from both sides. Get y is equal to negative 2/5 x. 4 minus 8 is a negative 4.